how you take my breath away. I was like, yeah, that's the intro. So, and then that song was the song that blew up and people knew about me. And then I started going on the road and being recognized as, you know, oh, you're the girl that sings No Ordinary Love. You know, before that, when I met people, they'd be like, oh, you sing songs? Is there anything that I'd know? After No Ordinary Love, everybody knew who I was, and it allowed me to start touring. I remember going first to St. Croix. That's the first place that I performed at that wasn't in Jamaica. And I remember listening to the radio, and there was a saxophonist playing a version of No Ordinary Love, and I was freaking out because I was like, I don't believe this is happening. And you know, that, you know, led to many more songs: Sacrifice, Rising Love, Heavenly, so many more, you know. So I give thanks for that song for sure. And a lot of people have told me thank you because they made their babies to that song, and you're welcome.
That's good. Yeah, you've added to the growth of the population. That's perfect.
Listen, that is what we are called to do: be fruitful and multiply.
Exactly. So you're doing your job, what God intended you to do, you know? Yeah, most definitely. So I wanted to ask you, could you actually tell us about your experience in the music industry? Just good or bad, like what have you experienced that you could share with any up and coming rising reggae artists like myself and others, you know?
So many things. There's good and bad, and I feel like singing out there is good and bad in everyone, and that is so true for the music industry. It's so true for the banking industry. It's true for whatever industry. In this industry, you have to know who you are and really love yourself. You know, as women, we are held to a different standard than men. You know, as it relates to aging, as it relates to your image. You know, are you sexy? Are you, you know, what is it that they expect from you? Don't listen to them. Don't live up to their expectations. Be yourself. Be authentic, because the most magnetic thing is authenticity.
Yes.
So know who you are and be unapologetic about it. And if they criticize you for it, great, because they're watching. Don't listen to the criticism. Realize that the attention is there, and that's great. You know what I mean? So be you, be authentic, work on your craft. Be excellent as a vocalist if you're a vocalist. Be excellent as an instrumentalist if that is what you are. And study. Listen to whoever is doing it well.
Yeah.
Learn from them, you know, because that's a blueprint. And, you know, really fill yourself with positive vibes as well before you step out of your house every day. You know, you have to really full up on loving yourself and knowing that you are enough, and that whether they accept you or not, you are here for such a special purpose. As musicians, we are powerful beyond measure. Our music can heal. Our music can cause people to feel a little bit better about life, and so that's power. You know, don't let anybody pull that away from you. You know, and that comes directly from God. So it's not any man or woman blessing you with a talent. It is the Almighty, and that cannot be taken away from you. So come from that place of power, excellence, and authenticity, and no matter what happens, you will be firmly rooted and grounded, because it's a cutthroat industry as well. You know, it's hard to stay relevant because there's so much noise and so much competition.
Exactly.
But that's why be authentic. You know, but I've had ups and downs. I've had people try to take advantage of me. I've signed stupid contracts and had to go to lawyers to deal with it. I have had really high highs as well. You know, I've met some wonderful people and performed on some amazing stages, and you know, collaborated with some artists that I didn't dream I'd even be in the same room with. So there have been highs and lows. There have been times when I put out songs and nobody cares. There have been times when I put out songs and everybody cares. And it's okay, you know, and in between, you know, and it's all right. You know, there are ebbs and flows, but through it all, stay in love with the music and don't let any negative words or experience stop you from being in love with it, because that's how you stay connected to source, and that's how you stay inspired. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. And would you say what's been your driving force? Because one thing I love about you, Alaine, is you're so passionate, you're so full of love, and I love that, and that's what exudes through your music and when you speak. So what would you say has been your driving force to keep going? in the music?
Oh wow! Sometimes I don't feel to keep going though, Petra. But and you know, and you know what I do though? When that happens, I rest, and it's okay. You know, I rest and I recharge, and I start over again. And sometimes I cry, and sometimes I smile, and it's all okay. You know, it's all lessons.
Yes.
So what I do is I use all of it to fuel me. You know, and yeah, so that's really it. And again, it's just going back to the love of it and knowing that we're all here for a purpose. And once you find your purpose, you stick to it, you know?
Yeah, most definitely. You've definitely found yours. So keep sticking to it.
As have you. You keep to it as well.
Thank
you.
Powerful,
catchy. Your story is inspiring and it continues to be. And so don't give up. Like always keep pushing, you know, little by little, toops by toops, I say every day.
For sure. Thank you, Alaine. That means a lot. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes. And then you said something about having collaborated with, I know you've collaborated with Shaggy, Beres Hammond, Beanie Man, and the others. How was it? Because you were saying that, you didn't expect to be in the same room with these people, but you are it. So how was it with all of them? How did it feel? Because
it felt great.
Yeah, but you cannot say that. It was such a. Yeah, I mean, you are a superstar too.
Thank you, but no, there are levels. Shaggy is one of the biggest stars in the world. You know, Shaggy is not only a huge reggae star, he's one of the few artists in the world who has ever sold over 10 million copies of one album. Right?
Wow.
Diamond. That is not normal. Wow. And he's a super mega star. And I remember first meeting him in New York. And that was at the height of his "It Wasn't Me" fame, you know.
Wow.
So everything was "It Wasn't Me." And I remember I was like, what should I say? What's my name? You know, how do I blink? Should I, you know, what do I do? And he's just the coolest guy, you know. And he's like, what, Alaine? And we're talking and so, but the collaboration didn't happen until many years after, and that was as a result of song that I recorded with Tony Kelly, who is, you know, a dancehall iconic producer, and he linked Shaggy with the song, and that was called "For Your Eyes Only." I sang the hook and a little bit of the verse, and Shaggy said, "All right, let me do the song." And I remember hearing it because we weren't in the studio together. Shaggy recorded his part separately. And it was just a vibe to tour with him because we did a promotional tour, and these guys exist. It's a different level. Like no matter what it is, it's just the way how their management works and the way how the tours are organized, and it's just a different, like I said, he's a mega star. So shout out to him. He's such a great person as well, you know, selfless, always giving to others. He's played such a big role in influencing so many people's careers. He doesn't have to do it, but he's that type of person.
Yeah.
Beanie Man is a joy. Like Beanie Man is a superstar as well. You know, I grew up listening to Beanie Man, and singing "Dreaming of You" with him was a vibe. You know, never a dull moment around him. You're always laughing. He always has a story to tell. Beres Hammond is Beres. Like, I mean, I cannot even, like, these are people that are just beyond their music, you know. And it was just a joy to learn from him, to just be around him. He's very wise. He's also very jovial. So, yes, I recognize my talent, but there are levels to this thing. And these guys are, you know. So it was a great opportunity for me, and definitely different types of learning experiences, but all very positive.
But the style is the same, though.
Yes, okay.
The style is the same. And the other question that I would like to ask is, what keeps you going?
I mean, these mosquitoes are keeping me going right now. Apart from that, I'm very, very, what's the word now? I love being healthy, and so I exercise, I eat healthily. I'm trying again. I'm actually on this program now. I am only plant-based, and so that has given me so much more energy, and it just feels good, you know. I get up in the morning and I'm up and I'm ready, and, you know, drink lots of water, get lots of sunlight, think positive things, give thanks and praise, all of the good things, you know. And so those things fuel my body. That keeps me going, as well as acknowledge that there is more that I have to offer. You know, I haven't written my best song yet. I haven't done my best performance yet. I haven't broadcast my best radio show yet. There are more lives that can be touched by the talent that I've received from the Creator. And so that's the fuel, you know, that is it. As well as I have great family. The people that I love in my life are such a big influence, and they're big cheerleaders for me. So I'm surrounded by an army of great energy, and so that helps.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Petra, I got a text from somebody. He says, tell Alaine her version of Adele's Hello, everyone feel her version is better. Adele's song Hello, she did over the cover song Hello, huge hit. This is
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. That's the hardest song I've ever sung in my life. It's so hard to sing. So that really, really means a lot to me. That was produced by Shane Brown from the Jukebox family. And, you know, so thank you for that. Thank you. And Dean Fraser. I mean, when you work with people like that, these are just reggae greats, and they're just the greatest vibe and the energy. So I guess that translated to the record. So respect. Thank you.
It's amazing. So I wanted to kind of piggyback off a comment you mentioned a little bit earlier in relation to having a good support system. I wanted to ask you how important has that been to your career and just for you in general to have a strong support system?
It matters. You know it does, Mama. Like, life is better with good company. It's something I say on my radio show every day. And you move far. You know, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together.
Exactly.
You know, and so I give thanks for the people that have been there from day one, you know, and that have never neglected to tell me when I was being stupid or when I was, you know, being lazy, or when I was being, you know, just dumb. And, you know, also I'm my biggest cheerleaders, because you don't want a bunch of yes people around you. You don't want people that just agree with everything you say. And that's the kind of people that I have attracted, which is because I need those people. You know? And
exactly.
So good company. They say good friend better than pocket money.
Yep.
So that's for sure.
That's true. Like, you need real people around you to help you grow on your journey, and you know?
So true. So true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you also, you transitioned pretty much from, you mentioned you had so much experience with commercials and TV, what have you, but now you spent a big part of your career focusing on being an artist, but you've now transitioned into radio. How has that benefited you, and how have you grown now being a radio host from your journey being an artist?
It has been, you know, it was so scary initially because, you know, it's my radio show, and I was like, what do I do? I'm used to being interviewed. What do I ask? What is the world? And so,
tell me about it.
Listen.
That's all three of us right now.
They're like, listen, we know your pain. But then, you know, it's just, you rise to the occasion, you know?
Exactly.
And you try, and you know, when I started off, I don't think I was too wonderful, but I know that I've grown. I've gotten better for sure. and it's lovely. It's entertainment, you know, and it's definitely part of my offering. I'm supposed to talk to people, you know. It's part of who I am. I'm supposed to communicate, whether it's through music or voice. So I give thanks for the opportunity. Radio has been a learning experience, and I'm so grateful for it. And, you know, just to connect with people matters to me. I'm a people person. I like to hear from people. I like to talk to people. So it works. And it's a lot of work.
Yes, it is a lot of work, because you do your show every day. So,
Yes.
So, that's a lot. Yeah, that's amazing. TYB, did you have a question?
Yes. Now we're shifting to your acting skills. Did you go into any acting school?
I did not. I grew up acting, so I was always on stage. I was in pantomimes. I was in, of course, all the school plays, all of that. Most recently, a few years ago, I was contacted by one of the leading theater companies in Jamaica to play the lead role in a Jamaican remake of Cinderella. And I played the character Cinderella. And so I sang and danced, but it was all very Jamaicanized, and it was just such a great 6 months of my life, And so drama and theater have always been something that I love, be dramatic, and this is me all the time. And so it made sense. I was also in a movie with Whoopi Goldberg called Clara's Heart when I was a little girl. And so I remember going to the movies and watching it on the bonnet of my father's car, because it was at the drive-in. It doesn't even, the drive-in is now defunct, but then people used to go out to this drive-in in Jamaica called Harborview Drive-in, and I remember seeing my...
So in essence, how do you feel like, how did you feel? Let me put it this way. How did you feel the very first time you went in front of the camera? Because you are always behind a mic. Now you were in front of the camera. How did you feel?
Well, I'd always been in front of the camera from a little girl, because I was in television commercials, and of course I told you about the movie. I was always recording singing performances with my mother as well that were presented on national television. But the camera is not as intimidating as going to the dentist. And so it's just natural for me to talk, to be myself. I feel very comfortable, and I look forward to more opportunities like that. I am now a resident judge on Jamaica's #1 talent show called Digicel Rising Stars, which is the same thing as it's a takeoff of American Idol, all of those types of shows. And so we're on camera all the time, and it's really great also to play a part in discovering new talent, because it's always exciting to see people who are brand new and hungry for the dream, So the camera feels very normal to me.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I want to ask you, because as you mentioned, you've been in front of the camera pretty much most of your life. How have you managed to handle fame? Has there ever been a time where you felt like it was overwhelming? And in that regard, how have you managed to handle that?
I've never felt overwhelmed. Just sometimes I just want to just go somewhere and just buy some toilet tissue and just nobody talk
like
to me. And that's fine, because I love people, but sometimes you don't come, your hair looks kind of messed up, and you just look kind of crazy, and then people go, can we take a picture? I'm like, do you see how I look horrible?
They still love you.
Apart from that, though, it's normal. It's fine. People say what they want to say. There are ugly parts of fame as well, and there are people that will make stories up, and that will hurt, because you're like, where are you coming from with all of this craziness? But it's been a blessing, because again, I love people and I love to meet them, and so I don't know if you can hear, but like a big rainstorm has started outside now, so that's why the mosquitoes were biting me up, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's tropical weather going on now.
Yeah. No, I can't hear it. It looks like you're still in paradise. Okay. Even with the rain, the tropical rain is still in paradise.
Oh, girl. It's still paradise with the rain. Rainy day in paradise.
Yeah, most definitely.
I love it when I quite remember growing up in Ghana, whenever it rained, you just go and lie down.
Oh, my God.
So,
yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah. The smell of it when it hits the soil, it's medicinal.
I'm jealous. I'm really jealous where you are right now, and we are right here, and it's like, I love it. But there are a lot of young and upcoming artists, women, of course. In fact, the other time I was reading something, and I came across a woman in California and her daughter. They initially, the reason why I'm saying that I want to take you back was when you said that women have not been treated fairly in this industry, and I understand it, and it's true, totally true. But this woman has come up with an idea. Her idea is to set up a label for women only women, and it's called Hathor Entertainment, and I applaud her for that. And looking at it from the outside, what would be your advice to young women or women in general who want to go into this industry? Because this industry, I always say that it's a jungle. It's a complete jungle out there. It's an animal eat animal there. So what would be your advice to young and upcoming artists who may be going through what you may have gone through, and they may not be seeing it right now until after the fact, that they will see that, oh my God, I was being exploited, I was being manipulated, I was doing A, B, C, D, and then your advice to get them to stay strong and then to forge ahead. What would be your advice to them?
Don't give up. Don't give up. Know that a lot of people have been through a lot of hardship. So it's not just you going through this thing, because it's very easy to think, man, I have it hard. Nobody loves me. Everything I try doesn't work out. That's not true. You're just on the way to your yes, And so what I would say is encourage them to read the stories of other artists that have grown to greatness. Usually the journey is filled with pitfalls and potholes and discouraging experiences, but still they pressed forward. And so keep on pushing through. Don't give up. And it sounds cliche, but that's really what differentiates a winner from everyone else. The fact that they never quit. So quitters never win, and winners never quit. So don't quit. Keep going. Keep moving forward. It's gonna be an upward climb, but guess what? Your butt is gonna look better, because when you climb up a hill, it works your glutes.
I love that.
You're perfect, Alaine, because I had an artist, a young woman who was supposed to appear on this program, and 5 minutes to the time, just 5 minutes to the time that we're supposed to go live on it, she declined.
Oh, wow.
Why? Because apparently her manager said that he did not like the flyer.
Oh,
Okay. So we said, oh, the flyer, what was wrong with the flyer? He said, oh, the flyer is red, but according to my custom, red is not good. Red is for for dead people.
Oh, wow.
Some stupid sort of excuse. And she wanted to do it, but the manager was saying, don't do it. Would you categorize this as part of the manipulative kind of instinct where managers sometimes go overboard and prevent artists from moving forward, because it was a platform for her to have been out there? Even if you get 10 people, the 10 will be could be 30 the following day, because everybody will be talking about the fact of how wonderful this person is. But the manager, I think this is, as an artist myself, sometimes managers may not make the right decisions for the artist. And what would be your advice to women, especially women, I'm talking in terms of women artists, who may think that, oh, you know what, if I don't go A, B, C, D, or E, I might not get that part, I might not get a chance to record. What would be your advice to them? Should they listen 90% or 99% of the time, or sometimes they have to use what it takes? Because at the end of the day, they are the people who are going to do the job, not the manager. It is them. So I've seen so many of them who have wilted in front of, ahead of, they never started to begin with. So what would be your advice to them?
Make sure you surround yourself with good people. You have to be wise when you choose your team. And it's so important for you to be comfortable with the decisions that they're making on your behalf, because that's going to direct wherever your career goes. So just be very careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, wonderful. I hope you are listening. If you are a young woman out there, I'm talking about a young woman right now, because in this industry, the industry hasn't been fair to women, and it is a fact. And if you are out there, you are an up and coming woman out there singing. Alaine is giving you free advice. You know what? She's not going to charge you. She's not charging. Or are you going to charge? If you are going to charge, let us know so that I think it's free. So listen to what Alaine is saying. Petra.
Most definitely. So I actually want to ask you a question because you've traveled the world, Alaine, with your music, and you've graced so many people with your gift. So can you just share with us some of the best places you've traveled with your music that you'd love to share with us? So many good places.
Some of the most visually stunning places I experienced were in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, it was like a movie. Tokyo looks like a totally different alien world with all of these high rises and bright lights and the culture, the fashion.
Mm-hmm.
The energy was amazing. Of course, Africa, East Africa. I've never been to West Africa. I've been to South Africa. Well, I've been to Johannesburg. But East Africa, I've been to Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda. Also, I went to South Sudan, and very different experiences. But visually stunning. The food, African food. Let me talk about it. Wonderful,
beautiful, amazing.
Yeah. Where else? Europe. You see, everywhere is special for very different reasons, and I'm just grateful for all of it. But for sure, the most otherworldly feeling was Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah, that's like my dream. I've always wanted to go to Tokyo. Did you get to see Thank you. That's my dream. So thank you. I was gonna ask you. No, thank you, Alaine. Thank you very much. I was gonna ask you, did you get to see the cherry blossoms? Because I love the cherry blossoms.
And I went to this place that was like a golden palace in Kyoto. And just out of this world. I was just like, okay, I'm in a movie. And amazing. And it's because of reggae music. So keep singing your music.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, because as you know, just being a woman in the industry and the journey, that actually leads on to my next question I wanted to ask you. Who do you think you were when you first started your musical journey, and who do you think you've become now in this season of your musical journey?
Oh wow! Well, I was young and full of expectation and excited about it. Now I am a little bit closer to 100 and still full of expectation and excited, because
you look 21 though.
There's more. Yeah, there's more.
Yeah.
I've learned, and I've won and I've lost, and it's all good. It's all contributed to the woman I am now, and my offering is better because things were not perfect, and that's a universal experience that more people can identify with. And so it is well, it's all been for my good, all the bad and the good mixed up together. So I'm a little bit wiser, but still excited for greater.
Yeah, that's amazing. I feel that's what God does, though. God, he puts you on a beautiful journey, and it's not always going to be what you want it to be, but even the bad still turns out for his glory. So